Canada is failing to remove or deport people who have no right to be in Canada, and some of them are dangerous criminals. That is what a Global News article, a really explosive report, found today. These are things that we have been asking the government about for many months, especially given the rise in illegal border crossers that have been coming from the United States into Canada. The question being, with all of these people entering the system in Canada and making asylum claims, what is happening to people who are making claims, their claims are found invalid, and have had removal orders issued for them? And the response and the findings to these questions is that it's not going well. This report today shows that the number of removal orders that have been issued have actually increased significantly over the last few years. But officials who are speaking on conditions of anonymity said something to the effect of people are getting lost in the wind. The Global News report actually gave several concrete examples of people who have had removal orders issued and then have gone on to commit other serious crimes. And for me, this is a big problem because it actually undermines the integrity of our immigration system. People expect that to maintain immigration in Canada, we have to ensure that people who are found to not have the right to be here are actually removed from our country. The report also talks about the reasons why some of these people are not being removed. First of all, it talks about the fact that the whole system for removals is completely backlogged right now, and that in some cases officials are even losing track of some people. This needs to be rectified immediately. It is completely unacceptable for a government who has tweeted #welcome to Canada to not even acknowledge this is an issue or even talk about it in the context of a federal budget that spent so much to do so little. The other question is a little bit more difficult. What happens when we have a removal order for someone, but their country of origin refuses to provide travel documentations to bring them back to the country? Kind of a you keep them scenario. This is a more difficult question, but one that we shouldn't shy away from. This report had experts talking about potential policy items or policy levers, such as when a country is a large recipient of international aid from Canada, what are their obligations and what should we be discussing with them if they're being delinquent on issuing travel documentation for people that are residing in Canada that have removal orders issued for them. There were other levers that were discussed as well, but certainly I think that the Liberals absolutely 100% have to start thinking about some of these things, given that they refuse to put any sort of structure around certainly the intake of people from the United States that are crossing into Canada illegally. The last thing that Canadians want to hear after the government has refused to address the illegal border crossing issue is that the government is failing to remove people who have deportation orders issued for them and then have also committed crimes within Canada. I mean, that should be the basic level of security, that the basic level of just a sense of well-being that Justin Trudeau is providing to Canadians. This is a massive failure. So I have been working hard on this issue for the last several months, pushing for these details at government committees and raising these policy options and putting the pressure on the government to do these sorts of things. And at least discuss what the options are going to be. This is something that I'm going to continue to raise, but certainly this is something that the Canadian public needs to wake up to. I want to be perfectly clear, in case Justin Trudeau isn't today, it is completely 100% unacceptable for the government and the Prime Minister to tweet out #welcome to Canada and then not have a system that quickly processes claims then when people are entering into our country and making asylum. Right now, we know that even internal government documents say it might take up to 11 years to process the asylum claim of someone crossing the border. And then certainly for those who are found to not have a right to be in Canada, they should be removed to their country of origin. That's how the system should work. If the system doesn't work that way, how can we deter people who likely don't have a right to be in our country from entering the country illegally? Our system should be compassionate. It should help the world's most vulnerable. It should prioritize people who play by the rules, try to enter our country through legal means, and respect our immigration system. It shouldn't fail those people by completely prioritizing people that are crossing into the country illegally and then failing to remove those who don't have a right to be here. This should be the top of mind of the government's priority agenda and or policy agenda, and it's just not. So it's my job, the job of my party and my party leader, to continue to push that, which we will. Please read this article today. It's explosive. It should be the top of mind of the government policy. Working hard for you. Have a great day.